your impression of today's practice, your sense of the team, how they executed today?
Oh, we had a good practice. I mean, the guys were crisp, they were sharp, they were pretty focused. But the way they've been for a while. You know, we expect our guys to practice well, and they have.
Any update on Courtney Steve? I didn't see him out there Sunday on King playing at safety.
Yeah, we just, like other guys that have gotten rest during the week, we're just trying to get our guys to the game, you know, as many as we can.
To the point about adversity that I was talking to CJ with, does it really speak to the looseness of the team that it's just another day at the office, it's another week, it's like any other, you know, again, here's another thing that the Ticats have to overcome, whether it's injury or plant growth or whatever. Adversity doesn't mean anything to these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just your perspective, right? And we've tried to keep our players focused on the things that are important and try to eliminate, you know, distractions, whether they're positive or negative distractions. So there's only a handful of things that, as I've said all year long, that are under the players' control that really have a direct impact on their performance. And things like weather and location, and none of that has an impact on your performance.
Coach, another bus trip today. Your team has spent a lot of time with buses this year. Do you think that's helped the bonding and brotherhood of this unit?
I think it's been one element to help it, yeah. I mean, we've got a pretty close team, and the guys are, they believe in each other, and like you said, the bus trips help. Anytime that they can spend together as a group, you're either going to make the most of it, right, or you're going to let it aggravate you or frustrate you. Our guys didn't do that, so it's a real credit to them.
Would that make today seem just like another day? Because you've
Yeah,
done
they
this,
didn't have any issues but jump on a bus and driving down here. So
with your uniforms on, yeah.
Yeah, they came to work.
Maybe
Ken,
a
how do
good
you
reiterate-
define character, Ken?
I'm sorry?
How do you define character? Everyone talks about character. What would be your definition of character?
I don't think you have enough time
Okay.
to go through that. You know, there's a lot of attributes to having authentic character. We want our guys to be completely dedicated to each other, unselfish in the roles that they're given. Everybody has a role to play. You need to perform to that role to the best of your ability and not let your teammates down. We want guys that are highly prepared, that are diligent about the opportunity and the job that they've been given, right? And to honor that in a way where they develop trustworthiness within the organization, within the coaching staff, within their locker room, right? And they go about their day in such a way that their profession matters to them at a really high level. That's for starters.
But when you get to this level of game, or even most of the year, it always comes down in most ways to the battle of the trenches. Does that accelerate when you have what might be the kind of field that you have that it could be
Well, I mean,
treacherous
both teams
footing?
have to play, you know, in the same conditions, and obviously, if you can't control the line of scrimmage, you're in for a pretty long day, right? And so, regardless of the conditions, that is that's an aspect of this game that's important every week.
Some of the things you talked about in this press conference, you've been talking about them since training camp. I mean, has the messaging been the same this week as it's been all along? Same exact thing over and over again for...
Yeah, they're probably sick of it. You know, that's why I don't talk to them a lot. It's just what we believe in, and the approach that we listen. There's a lot of different ways to win, a lot of different ways to run your team, and as they say, as a cliche, a lot of different ways to skin the cat. It's the stuff that we believe in, and why deviate now from what we believe in, the messaging that's gotten us here? There's not, like, again, there's not a lot of things that are under your individual control that affect your performance. There's not. It's a pretty small list, and that's what I want our players focused on.
So that, I imagine then that, to that point, because they've been able to prove to you, particularly in the last month, with over Montreal and Toronto, that they can control the things that they can't control, that their age and their inexperience on this kind of stage doesn't really matter. That they can just come in here and it's like any other day. Does that give you a lot of confidence?
Well, it's not that it doesn't matter. It's just that what we focus on takes on more importance. To overcome maybe some of the inexperience, you know, to overcome some of the distractions that you're going to have in Grey Cup week, right? And to understand that your preparation throughout the day is going to affect your performance the next day in practice. And so it's a cumulative effect during the week. And so to get the guys focused from the beginning is very, very important. Our coaches need to do that. Our coaches have done that. Otherwise, it'll be a cumulative effect throughout the entire week, especially on a Thursday, which was a long day for these guys with the media breakfast and the award ceremony last night. We don't want to carry any lingering effects of a lack of focus into the game.
So what did you think of the squawking in the call? I know the offensive line has done that all year, but.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that's the last one. Listen, I mean, it's the players' football team, right? I told them that from the beginning. It's not our team. It's not my team. The players are going to make this team what they want it to be. That's why we build accountability within the ranks, and that's another aspect of character, is being accountable. It should be important to you to lead in such a way, right, that you're a positive influence on your teammates. It doesn't have anything to do with whether you're a starter, a second stringer, a third stringer. Right? It's a condition of your heart and your integrity.
Do you have a call of your own, Coach?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a call of your own? Have you ever
A call?
a
Besides the
call?
play calls? Oh, a call?
A call.
No, yeah, no.
Never once
Yeah.
tried to get in on the act?
No, I have never once tried to get on the act, but that's a good try.
There's been a lot of focus, Coach, on the weather, at least from us, the media reporting it.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, you weren't expecting Florida-like conditions, but do you check the Weather Channel, check out what it's going to be, or just take it as
I
it
might do
comes?
that a few times a day. Yeah, I do. That's the honest answer. Of course I do. We have to prepare, right? And if it's going to be wet, or it's going to be high gusts, or whatever, I mean, we want to be prepared for that. We don't want to just show up and go, oh, gee, it's 60 clicks in our face. What are we going to do? We got to have a plan. That's part of our job.
It's supposed to be warmer than it has been, but are there any instructions given to players about what to wear and things, or is it up to them?
Well, that's why we went out early. I said earlier in the week that you have to use the first couple of practices to determine your gear, right? And some of the mistakes that I've seen in the past with players, especially the skill guys, is they either overdress or they underdress. You have to find the right balance, and you need to use practice to do that. Even if you have to go in early in practice through stretch or through any time. Same thing with your footing. You have to try different shoes and different cleats, right, to get your footing proper. So that's the reason why you practice. It's no different than running plays. Is to get yourself prepared in every area as a football player to play at your best come game time.
A lot of focus has been on, this week has been on Andy and the receiving floor. How important are the other guys, other receivers in Ellingson and Bakari Grant, how important are they to the success of this team in the passing game?
Extremely important. We don't feature one guy. Our offense is one that spreads the football around. If you look at the stats and you see the distribution of our throws, everybody has to do their job. There are no decoys in our passing game.
Anything else, guys?